Step 3, you grow hard about what you want to be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. You always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up and they gon' rise to the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, you grow hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Well, hello all. So, not sure how I quite feel right at the moment. I'm not going to go through, we've all had, our good mornings here. So I'm not going to really run through all the names. I do see a lot of new and older faces in here. Guys, as you're coming in, please don't forget to go out and like this show for me. That'd be great. for those that are here, it looks like we got somebody in the back chat, but you're not hooked up. So you need to be able to accept your mic and your camera so you can come on, because right now it's showing your device is not connected. I'm going to go ahead and kick you, and you can come back in here shortly. So how many of you by the show of number ones, hold on, let's see what this says. Oh, hey. By a show of number ones, who has had an opportunity to watch the full Adventure with Purpose documentary? By a show of ones in here. And then we will go ahead and start bringing you guys up onto panel. We'll find out what you guys would like to do. If you guys would like to choose to, call on the phone, or see where we are here. Sorry, guys, I'm doing 1,000. Okay, so what do you guys think? Let's talk about my theory. Okay, let's talk about my theory. So we've been on here. I have been hesitant about my theory, short of saying, if other information comes forward, this is kind of where I'm at right now. I'm dealing with teenagers that were out there drinking, a vehicle's, most likely in the water. It sounds to me like it was a young girl that had entirely too much to drink, and that I personally feel that she may have been responsible for this herself. Okay. And you guys have heard me say that. I've also acknowledged that although that's my personal feelings, there are unanswered questions here, and there is the possibility of foul play. You could reasonably see that there is room for foul play here. I just didn't believe it. I didn't believe that these kids were capable of anything of that nature. I didn't think that they were capable of, harming or injuring. Kids will be kids, but for the most part, didn't think that people could do anything bad. We heard rumors that, Kiely Rodni was in the back of the vehicle. We heard rumors that with nothing really corroborating. We didn't have law enforcement coming out. We didn't have mainstream media coming out. I don't even know where the rumor started related to her being in the back seat. She wasn't in the back seat. And in all appearances, she was in the trunk of her SUV. So Olivia just left here. Olivia came over with Mom, and we sat down and we watched this entire video together. We paused it, we rewinded. That's why I was coming here late. As many of you guys know, you guys probably saw that my live was scheduled for 3:25. It was originally, when we were talking this morning, going to do it at 3. I realized Olivia was coming over. I moved it to 3:25 and then had to kick it back 20 more minutes because we were still discussing the situation. So now with this new revelation, for those that I wish I could play segments of their recording. I could. I just won't. I believe that what they did was short of amazing. I'm referring to Adventures with Purpose. I think that they should be congratulated for the work that they are doing and have done. And I don't want to take away from them, because the work that they did was absolutely stellar and outstanding. And, there was times in that video where they had the drone, and when it angled down in that area, you could see the shadowing of that car. And I have to say, no matter what haters out there, I don't like getting involved in all this drama between YouTubers, but I'm going to tell you guys, I was personally contacted by Stony Stone. He showed me these photos on Tuesday prior to them finding her vehicle. Okay. She had photos of the area out all the way, moving into that vehicle. That vehicle, the sonar satellite system goes by days. It doesn't take pictures every single day. It's just every few days. But the great thing that happened with this satellite sonar is it had August 4th, and then it didn't have another posting until August 7th. And what was so good about that is that she disappeared on August 6th, early morning hours of August 6th. So when you go back to that satellite, you don't see anything in the water on the sonar for the 4th. But you see this weird shadowing. You couldn't really make it out. You couldn't make it out. You don't know, is it a rock? Is it really a car? It's just shadowing that was about the length of a vehicle. And he calls me up and goes through this. And the only reason why I didn't run those photos is because I didn't know the specific location on the map. And I was supposed to call Stony Stone back and got so sidetracked, and that did not happen. When I saw that drone footage down on the car, that was the same imaging, not that good, not as good of quality. Mind you, not as good as quality at all. But that was the same exact picture that I had received from Stony Stone Tuesday before they found her car, almost a week before they found her car. I had imaging of that exact spot, and Stony Stone and his son did that. So, and I don't really care. There's some people out there saying that his photos are doctored. I don't believe so, because he sent them to me undoctored from his phone, taken by his phone. So I'm not sure how that all worked out, but either way, just another shout out to Stony Stone, because he's never going to let me live it down. Ever. ever. So guys, this is what I've learned. And then I'm going to tell you what it means to me. You, as your own person, taking this information and digesting it, will make your own determination. You may agree with my theory, you may not, and that's okay. We're going to open it up, and you guys are going to come up here, and we're going to have an open panel about this, because this is serious. This is very, very serious. As I was saying, I thought she did this to herself. I no longer believe that. I am definitely on the side where I believe somebody knows something more related to this case. And somebody better open their damn mouth, because something happened. Something happened out there. So what we learned, and guys, if you haven't watched it, spoiler alert, I'm about to spoil it for you. So that rumor that we heard that she was in the back seat, that was not accurate. She was actually, it appears, from me rewinding, it appears that she was in, when they identified the remains, he was looking at the little window on the SUV, not the front windows, not the back seat windows. When he made the determination that there was human remains inside that vehicle, he was in the little back window. We went out to my SUV and looked where the little back window went into, and that little back window goes into the trunk, not the back seat, into the hatch. Thank you. Which makes me just, my head... Guys, when I watch this, I have to tell you, pins and needles went from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet. My hands literally started shaking. The wind in my body was not there. It knocked the wind out of me. Absolutely knocked the wind out of me, and here is why. Because many of us heard that the driver's window was busted out. It was not. The driver's window was fully intact. Looking at the video, you could clearly see the light reflecting off the driver's side window. The driver's side back passenger seat, the window was rolled down halfway. It appeared that it was rolled down enough that a, thinner person, young teenager could probably swim out of. That was not the most bizarre of all of these windows. What was the most bizarre is the passenger front window being busted out. That was the most bizarre. So we have the bizarre occurrence of the back driver window being halfway down. We have the passenger window of the vehicle busted out. This to me, and her in the back, I believe she either was just passed out and they just threw her back there and took off with her car so they could get home, or joyride, or whatever it was that they did before they wound up into the water. Based upon how many windows are cracked, broken, or open, I truly believe that there was more than one person in that vehicle before it went into the water. So we're not looking at it just being Sammy. We don't know if she was in that vehicle. Could have been a whole different other group of misfits that we're not even looking into. But I have to say, a lot of people out there on YouTube picked up on a lot of things that I did not, I was justifying because of the alcohol. And right now, this information is mind-blowing. It is mind-blowing. While I didn't have an opportunity to see one way or the other whether the car was in park, in neutral, or in drive, the one thing that we can definitely state is she was definitely not in the driver's seat of that vehicle. That's the one thing I can say with certainty, with 100% fact. She was definitely not in the driver's seat. She was all the way in the back of the truck. Now, I try to think about how could she have gotten there, and why hasn't this been moved over to a homicide investigation? Because it does feel like that vehicular homicide charges are due to somebody. They are due to somebody. Now, the other thought would be that it is possible. I still believe more people were in that vehicle, but it is possible that before she realized that she was in trouble, the car had already filled up with water. It was dark. She couldn't open her eyes under the water. She couldn't see. And she ended up trying to get out of the car, but managed to get trapped as she made herself further and further to the back of the vehicle, not realizing a window was open right there. I don't know if that's true. Again, the one thing gets me on this particular one is that passenger window is busted out, and you've got the back driver's side window open up enough that somebody could escape. I truly feel that whole car was filled with underage kids, drunk underage kids. I shouldn't even say underage kids. Why don't I just say this? That car was full of people when it went into that lake. Somebody definitely knows something. Like I said, the information we had available at the time was not enough to determine whether these kids were responsible due to the fact that Kiely was so intoxicated. It was reportedly so intoxicated. So with that being said, but other people, they didn't care. They felt something that was moving them to say that these kids weren't being truthful. They were spot on. They were spot on. These kids are not being truthful. Now, which ones aren't being truthful? I think Sammy said a lot of stuff to us that now we have to go and scrutinize and analyze. And I think part of that, and I think the answers to our question lie in who was in that vehicle with them when they were charging their phones, supposedly. who was in that vehicle with them. Because I have a funny feeling the people in the back seat, the people in the front seat were probably the ones in that vehicle at the time. I don't know that for a fact. I'm assuming that. That's speculation and conjecture on my part. So I want to make sure that's clear for each and every one of you. All right, guys. So the link is at the top. Come on into the chat. I want to hear your thoughts on this particular case. A lot of people in here agreed that there was something more to this case than met the eye. And I want to know what it was that did that for you. What was it that took you over that point of you thinking that this is just a simple young 16-year-old that had too much to drink and got behind the wheel of a car, to the fact that there was somebody else responsible? Many of you believe there was somebody else responsible, that Kiely wasn't responsible. I've even addressed it on here all the time. You know, like, why would you believe that Sammy could drive that car into the lake, but Kiely wouldn't? You know, those are the questions I had. Well, now we know that Kiely wasn't just in the back seat. She was all the way in the hatch of her car, in the trunk area of her car. The cops would actually have to work if they wanted to solve this. Yeah, this was bad. I just wonder if they were working so hard. You know, it's like that thing where you go somewhere and a friend thinks you're rude because they're sitting in front of your face saying, hey, hi. And you're literally looking at them, but you can't even see them. I'm wondering if it was one of those things. Because this was in 14 feet of water. And even at 25 feet of water, if it was that high, should have still been easily identified. You know, I even looked at the sonar. Olivia and I were sitting in there. I had this whole thing up on the 70-inch screen, and we're watching the sonar, and I'm up there and I'm taking my pen and I'm showing the bumper and I'm showing the, you know, when they turn it and you can see the little tires that pop up for those split seconds. You know, we're looking at all that. And it was just, she was locked in the trunk, or the trunk seat folded down. That's a good question. I don't think the seats were folded down. I heard nothing about the seats folded down. All I can tell you is when he confirmed in that video, he was at that very, very back little window, the window that doesn't move, that doesn't roll down. It's just a window that they put in there for your blind spot. And remember, I was just on here earlier today and I was saying, hey, you know, if you would think that if they saw something out of the ordinary, they would already move this up to a criminal investigation or a homicide investigation. Well, we haven't heard squat from law enforcement. And I'm wondering if this has been escalated, because they're being awfully quiet. And if they would be escalating this to a criminal investigation or a homicide investigation, they would probably want to keep that under wraps as much as possible, not to notify the people that are involved in this kind of stuff. You know, another thing, another point made is Adventures with Purpose. We had this discussion here. We were told didn't make contact to the family, or made contact to the family first. They addressed that in this video without even really knowing that they were going to be attacked on that, because they're recording this stuff as it's happening. And they're saying basically that, yes, they're calling their parents as they, you know, calling the family as they always do. They always reach out to the family and let them know before they reach out to law enforcement. They are a private entity or organization, whether sole proprietorship, LLC, you know, S Corp, C Corp, doesn't matter. They are not law enforcement. They don't follow. There's no law that says, hey, if you find a vehicle at the bottom of the lake, you have to keep this hush hush and not say anything about it. There's no law that tells you that. And short of a order of the court, a gag order from the court, you don't have any duty to keep that information to yourself. You, again, are not law enforcement. So this idea that, you know, there's hurt feelings about who he notified first, at the end of the day, the bottom line is this girl could be a cold case right now. thanks to Adventures with Purpose, she is not. She is being laid to rest a little over 2 weeks after her meeting her demise. But we have some problems here. We have some major problems here. Sammy's got some major explaining to do, because all those rumors we were hearing may not be rumors anymore. Those rumors we were hearing may have been tips, appropriate tips that we overlooked, at least for me, because again, I wasn't looking at this as those children did anything to her. Even though I had discussed about my own experience, my own friend doing 10 years in jail for being responsible for another one of my friends' demise for a similar situation, I never looked at that other similar situation. I never wanted to consider that another person could do this, even though I experienced that. I overlooked that spot. So as I do this, you know what? I have to learn myself, right? Cotton Candy Boobs should be a moderator in here. So why is Cotton Candy not have, is she a moderator in here? Am I looking at the wrong thing? Hold on a second. Cotton, you should be a moderator in here. Are you a moderator in here? Hold on a second. Thought I saw her without a wrench. I could be wrong though. Sorry. Yeah, okay, she's wrenched. Okay, sorry about that. It's weird because I'm looking on StreamYard. You don't see those things. Hey, Queen Nessie, nice to see you guys. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, good. Okay. It doesn't show the wrenches on this side, and I didn't see a color next to your name. I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? And actually, I was making sure you weren't a troll, to be honest with you. Whenever I start to see everybody saying hi to you. So, also something that we noticed in that vehicle, and I don't know how many of you guys will notice it, but there was definitely alcohol containers inside that car. I saw it with my own eyes. There was definitely alcohol containers in that car. Open alcohol containers, empty, open alcoholic containers in that car. They didn't show the full video of everything. It's kind of like a documentary, but they go through a lot of the majority of the 47 minutes is them going from lake to lake and clearing the lakes, because you got to remember they cleared several lakes. They cleared Lake Donner, or Donner Lake. They cleared that Boca Reserve. There's also a tidbit of information at the beginning that we didn't have previously. And it's related to an incident that happened out at Boca Reserve that appears that may have happened the Friday prior to the morning before, where Kiely appeared to have had a rough night. So this, unfortunately, it sounds like she may have been partying even the night before, the Friday night, and then went out to this party that Saturday night. And that's a lot of partying for one little 16-year-old girl, just to let you guys know. And just very concerned. So what we have with the vehicle is the front driver's window that everybody thought was open was not. Was broken, was not. It was closed, it was tight. The driver's window was closed. It was there, it was intact. The driver back passenger, the seat right behind the driver's seat, in the back seat, that window was down halfway. That window was down halfway. On the passenger side of the vehicle, that window was shattered, was busted out of the vehicle. So we have the back passenger, driver's back passenger, window down, front passenger seat, window broke, window smashed out. And she was all the way in the very, 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 very back of the SUV. Again, we saw alcoholic beverages in the car. And then we learned of the towing that took place, that allegedly took place the Friday before between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. when Kiely may or may not have, her battery may have died. It ended up being that her battery wasn't dead. Her car just was in neutral and not in drive, so it wouldn't crank. So it was an easy fix, but something that was a stupid fix, I guess you could say. DNA would wash away. In some cases it can, but the good news is that with modern DNA technology, it only needs a molecule, a little tiny sampling that's amplified, multiple times, and I would think hundreds to thousands of times its size to get a good DNA sample of it. I've heard that they've been able to pool DNA. There is water there, which makes it even harder, but there are some places that they might be able to get that. But I have to say that that the rumors that we were hearing that I didn't want to pay attention to because they couldn't be corroborated appear that they might be actually coming true. So for all those that are in here right now, we have 700 people inside this chat room and inside this live right now. If you guys can go out and give me a thumbs up, I'd greatly appreciate it. It just helps get this channel out. It helps, people see it. They see me. It's part of the algorithm. It's what we have to do. Keeps us alive here on YouTube. So what do you guys think? I'm going to go ahead and open up the phone lines as well. If the mods want to start putting in the phone lines, go ahead. I'm curious to see what your thoughts are. I want to hear your thoughts. There's 708 people in this chat right now, and we have a lot to talk about. Sammy, in my opinion, right now has a lot of explaining to do, because I cannot figure out how in the world, now we're starting to look at the timeline, the 36 after the hour, 12:36. How did Sammy receive that call? Let's say, is that the real Nerdy Addict, or because we've never seen Nerdy Addict use Nerdy Addict? I don't know if that is. It says, hi, Bullhorn. I can't say much, but I stand corrected on something from a previous case. I wasn't wrong. I was wrong at the time. So when the time comes, sorry. I don't know what that means, but if it's about the stupid water bottle, you are absolutely wrong about that. You have no idea what you're talking about. And we have it on video with cops with us when it was found. So don't know what to say. Hi, Sally.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. So what's going on? How do you feel about this? Did you watch the video?
I did. I bought a membership just so I couldn't take it anymore. I've been just like totally obsessed with this case.
I did too. I did buy my membership as well.
Yeah.
So, just to watch it. I didn't want to do it because, but they do deserve the support. Don't get me wrong. It's just that, us young creators, us infants on YouTube, money's tight. I'm going to be honest. Right?
Yeah.
So, what did you think? It gave me goosebumps. It almost made me physically sick. I have to watch this video.
I agree. There were so many points in there where I got chills, and I was just like, I couldn't believe it. At the beginning where there's that witness, I was wondering, I'm like, well, is this guy lying or is this true? And I was watching a different live this morning that mentioned that, is it possible that, he confirmed it was her car because like of how it pinged that it was like stalled or whatever. And I'm wondering if it's possible somebody had mentioned that maybe it was somebody else, another girl. It wasn't actually Kiely, that, possibly Sammy or whoever she apparently got in a fight with that night. And Kiely was already gone, and they were trying to figure out, because he said like, that the guy and the girl were all out of sorts and asking weird questions. And so were they asking these weird questions about the seatbelt and about what was it, the car in neutral and different things? Were they asking these weird off the wall questions because they were trying to figure out how to set up the car so that it didn't look like foul play?
Mm-hmm. But it sounded like the tow truck driver, the source, the guy that was on the video, it sounds like it wasn't somebody else. It was actually Kiely. And I don't know if Kiely would be setting herself up to go into the water. I actually think, this is just me speculating, but I thought that it was possible that they had some problems earlier that day at the Boca Reservoir. That's where this incident happened. The gentleman said he couldn't remember if it was Friday, Saturday, or Sunday that this incident happened, but he was in the Truckee area on Friday. This was at 11 to 12 p.m. That late morning to noon time when this particular event happened, where he was at the Boca Reserve helping with the car. At first, he said in the interview that he wasn't sure if it was before or after she disappeared. Well, if this incident, if we find out this incident, which I really do believe, based upon Stony Stone's photos that he sent me, and me physically looking at that satellite sonar imaging myself and seeing that shadow there on the 7th and that shadow not there on the 4th, and I personally viewed that myself, then I realized that, she was probably there. So just trying to take that deductive reasoning away, it appears that this incident that he was discussing was most likely on that Friday at 11 a.m. that morning. And that was the same morning before she went to this party, because that party was that day, that Friday before, because she went to the party on Saturday. I believe she was supposed to be home on Sunday, so it was the day before that Friday. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. And like, until that I heard that other girl mention that, I was like, wow, that's a good possibility. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that video, because in the video I thought, like, he said he wasn't sure it was either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, but then later he says that he's in the Truckee area on Saturday and Sunday. And then AWP asked him, well, if you had to guess, do you think it was before or after she went missing? And he said, like, it was after she disappeared or whatever.
No, that's not what I heard, because Olivia and I went back and rewinded it and listened to the wording on it at least a couple times just a few minutes ago. And what we both garnered out of it was he couldn't determine whether at first he said that he didn't know if it was before or after. At least this is my understanding, that he didn't know if it was before or after she disappeared. But later, when he was questioning him, he said, well, I definitely know it was either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and I was in the Truckee area on Friday. I was in the Truckee area on Friday. So.
Well, it comes up on the screen after they ask him, and it says in like white letters, and then it's like highlighted, and it says something to the effect of he thinks he saw her after she disappeared.
I don't think there's any way, because and the reason why I say that is because of the satellite imagery from the sonar satellite imagery that shows a shadow in that car on the 7th that wasn't there. So I don't know how that would have happened, but I don't know when that capture was taken either, right? Because we're dealing with the Google Earth type of satellite sonar. So even though it does say the date, it says August 7th, 2022, we don't know what time of day it was actually captured. Was it captured in the morning? Was it captured in the afternoon? Was it captured in the late afternoon? We don't know. Yeah.
And where did you get
it's called SOAR
imaging from or something?
Yeah, it's called SOAR. It's a Google satellite sonar imagery.
Oh, okay.
But what I like about it is it has different layers. You can adjust the layers of the sonar, so you can get different coloring of it to kind of emphasize some of that stuff.
Yeah.
So
okay. Yeah. Is that something you have to pay for, or?
No, he got it free of charge. it'll take me a little bit because I only worked with it once and I had to have step-by-step instructions. So I'm not sure I could mimic those steps just off the top of my head. So I'd have to have somebody come up here and walk through the steps. So I
Yeah.
can show you where the seventh, but it's called SOAR. And I did go through it, and it did, like I said, you could definitely see the shadowing there on the seventh, but you didn't see it on the
Hmm.
fourth.
That's interesting. You said that he emailed it to you or something?
Yeah, well, I think they were text messaged to me.
Oh, I was just gonna ask because I just recently found you at somewhere around the beginning of this Kiely case. I don't know how I've never seen you, but so I've been trying to watch all your videos. I may have missed something. I was just gonna ask if you had shown that or anything.
Yeah, because I mean he's got the spot. This was Tuesday. So here, I'll show you the date of this. This stuff was sent to me too.
I'm just curious about
It's called SOAR.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let me see the info on this. Hold on, guys. I'll answer in just a second. So this was sent to me on Tuesday the 16th.
Yeah.
Tuesday, August 16th. So that was before she was found, which I think she was. When did she was found on the 20th? So it was 4 days before she was found. And here's the images that I received. Look at the spot that they pointed to. That was the spot that they got. And this was and you can see the shadowing.
Yeah.
In that circle.
Yeah.
And that was from Google Sonar. And let me just show you guys again, so you guys can believe me when I say. So I'm hitting on here on the picture. There's the circle, right? So I just want to show you guys. I'm hitting on this picture. I'm going over here to message info.
That's so sad how you have to like prove all this.
So right there, I received this on August 16th at 5:08 p.m. This is Tuesday, August 16th, that I knew because Stony Stone sent me the location. And again, look at where it's at, right in the same spot that they've been talking about. And here's the shadowing. You can clearly see the shadowing in that circle. And that was the exact spot where they ended up pulling her SUV out.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't take, you don't need to have, a whole lot. Hold on, guys. I'll get to you guys in just a second. So, I mean, they had the right location.
Yeah.
They had the right location this whole entire time. And we knew about it. We just didn't know. I mean, we thought, right? But you know how YouTube is. It's like, you break news on YouTube, you're called a liar. I mean, hell, Stony Stone did this work himself. He pulled this off by himself. He captured those photos on his own phone, and he was still told that he was a liar and that those photos were cropped. How the hell is he cropping this in here 4 days before she's found? Because I can prove it. I just showed you when I received these things. How did he know the location of this car 4 days in advance of them finding it in the location that they found it?
Yeah.
I mean, somebody explain that to me if this photo's cropped.
That's crazy.
So, or photoshopped. I mean,
Yeah.
how could he Photoshop a car onto a picture that was sent to me Tuesday before they found her?
I don't know. That's crazy. I just wanted to say that. I know you have other people trying to call, but I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch their video because that just was odd to me. I felt like he was either lying or something because we never heard about that from law enforcement, really. So I don't know. This whole
yeah,
case.
No, they didn't tell us. Okay, good. I put the phone up and I just realized, wait a minute, was Tony's phone number on there that I just showed the whole?
No, I looked immediately. I was like, oh my gosh, what is she doing? And I was gonna yell if it did show it. So
I gotta be careful here. That's why I took the whole thing off. So when you guys call, they don't even see your numbers or anything like that, because I'm just so cautious because everybody likes to dox people on here. It's the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
I don't like you, so here, let me cause you harm.
I know. Oh,
I
it's
don't like
sad.
what you say, so let me blow your phone up. Let me post your phone over for everybody to call.
Oh, crazy. Okay, well, thanks for your input and taking my call, but I'll keep listening. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, guys, the panel's open. More than welcome to come up here. Stony Stone, if you want to come up here. I mean, you pegged it. I wish Dolly was in here because I even called Dolly up. Let's see who this is. This is Betty.
Yeah, is this Bullhorn Betty?
It is.
Yeah, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but why does people think that they actually got live satellite?
It wasn't. No, we didn't think it was live satellite. You know, just to let you know, it was. Are you there? Are you there?
Hi.
Oh,
Hi.
I just hung up on the caller. Give me just a second. Sorry about that. Hold on just a second.
Sure.
I accidentally hit the wrong button. I hung up on the prior caller. The prior caller. No, they don't. Please call back, by the way. But no, they don't think this is not live satellite. This was satellite that's taken by the day. You actually literally have to go and select the day. And again, we don't even know what time that satellite imagery was taken on that specific day. It could have been in the morning. It could have been at the evening. So anyways, he's calling back. So let me get to you. What's your name and tell me what you're calling for?
Hi, my name is Bridget and I'm calling from Louisiana. I'm just wondering if she wasn't passed out for some reason and maybe laying in the hatchback.
That's what
like
I thought.
hatch.
That's what Lydia and I were actually discussing when she was over here.
Yeah, and like maybe they had her vehicle and was still partying or whatever, and maybe they decided to go riding beside the water or whatever and lost control. They could have been horseplaying, lost control, and wound up in the water, and they all got out as quick as they could get out and save themselves.
Yeah,
and left her in there.
That's that does sound probable. That would explain why she's in the back. That would explain why it feels like there was multiple. I mean, this doesn't feel like there was one person in the car. This feels like that car was full of people. And to me, now that we know that the back passenger window was down, the driver's window was busted out, it sounds to me like there were several people in that vehicle, not just her.
Right. Well, I just wanted to call. I've never called in and I never go in chat, but I said, well, let me just see what you thought about that, because I'm thinking maybe she could have been like passed out and they were just using her vehicle for,
I think that's exactly what happened.
Whatever.
But it's still, now that we have this information, we now know that at least for me, it is more solid now for me to say, I don't believe that Kiely was behind the wheel of that car. I do believe that somebody knows more than what they were saying. Something happened and somebody's responsible. So as far as I'm concerned, there is somebody out there that needs to be behind bars.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for taking my call, and I just wanted to pass that by you and see what you thought about that.
Yeah, this has got me pretty raw today. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking my call, and
Absolutely.
I enjoy watching you. And keep doing what you're doing. You're doing an awesome job.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, Miss Betty. Bye
bye. So, unknown caller, gentlemen. Sorry, I was on the phone. So, if you want to call back, the line is open for you to call back. I would like to dive into that a little bit more. But the source, there you are. All right. I apologize about that. I hit the wrong button.
Okay, yeah, because I don't mean to be rude or anything.
Yeah.
I'm a YouTuber too. I'm Bells by Crispy, but I stick to mechanic work, and I've been wanting to do true crime for a long time. I see you do boots on the ground. I seen you with the Gabby Petito case, and I thought you do a pretty decent job. There's a lot of people that cover true crime, and I was gonna jump in on it and stuff, but I'm a little bit computer illiterate. I don't know how to put videos with videos and stuff like that.
It's tough, and it's grueling work.
And I don't mean to discredit Stony Stone, but Gray Hughes did a video that like debunked him, and Gray Hughes is like an expert with satellite images and stuff. And he actually, have you familiar with the Delphi case? Yeah,
I've been familiar. I've been covering a little bit, dabbling here and there on it, but not like these cases that I dive deep into.
Yeah, okay. For Gray Hughes, in order to get a satellite image. It costed him $500 to get that. That's where I was getting at. Like, people think that they're getting these live satellite images and stuff like that, but you got to actually pay money to get anywhere in life today, and they're not going to just give you free live satellite. If that was the case, crimes would be solved all the time, right or wrong?
Yeah, they would be, but I do believe that there are some things out there. Like I said, this wasn't derived off of what we construed as a live feed, and actually didn't construe it as a live feed at all. It was my understanding that they take like photos of certain times, of certain days. It's not all the time. And like, for example, in this particular database, you can get August 4th, and you don't get another image until August 7th, and then you don't get another image until August 12th. Definitely not live, definitely not throughout the day. It's literally one image shot.
Okay, because see, I did satellite image too, like, because I thought I was going to get like live, because I typed in Google live satellites, and it took me to stuff. And when I did it, I seen the same image that Stony Stone seen too, but it said like 2020. It didn't say it was accurate.
Yeah, no. When I looked at it, it specifically stated the August 7th, 2022 date on it. I'm trying to pull it up now. If I can try to get this thing to at least halfway work, then I think it'll be okay.
Yeah, and like I say, I'm not being disrespectful.
No.
I watch all you true crime YouTubers. I'm not gonna sit and name a bunch of channels on your name on your stuff on live, because I think that's a little bit disrespectful. But I watch them all, and I got opinions about everybody. You're one that I actually watch too. I'm not subscribed yet, because I don't just subscribe to the first people that I see. I take my time, and I want to know if I want to subscribe to them or not. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I completely understand. And it doesn't hurt my feelings that, bad either. I like people that like to do their due diligence.
And God forsaken, if that is foul play, I hope them people get caught.
Yeah, and I have a funny, I was on the fence. I got to be honest with you. I was taking a more conservative approach on this case because of the age of the kids, because there was drugs, because there was alcohol. I didn't want to go out there and point fingers. I wasn't willing to see it or accept it at that time. But seeing this video come out from Adventures with Purpose, it was pretty compelling for me. I'm off the fence.
So when you mention minors and stuff like that, that probably is true why they're not releasing the autopsy in that. Like Gabby Petito, they released the autopsy immediately. And then with this one, they really didn't release the autopsy. So that probably is because she was only 16 years of age. Yeah.
And I think her mom's concerned about her name, they don't want the toxicology. I think mom just wants to know what happened first before the whole world knows. And I don't know how she's going to react to the information that's in it. Because, at the end of the day, we don't know what's in it. It could be really, it could be not be that bad. It could be really, really bad. We don't know what kind of substances she took or if she took any. And not only that, but it also puts the whole Rufinol stuff back into play now that we know she was in the back of that SUV.
Yeah, I've seen more Adventures of Purpose in the past where they said that a body can float to the back because of the way the car submerges into the water with the engine. Being a mechanic for 29 years, I already know that the front end of the vehicle, of course, is going to be heavier than the rear end. That just makes a common sense thing. When a vehicle goes in the water, it's going to nosedive first.
Yeah.
And then if she was trying to get out or whatnot, I'd rather not talk about stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, so that was my main concern, was that people's thinking that they're getting live satellite image, and I just wanted to make it clear that I don't know where anybody gets a actual live satellite image, and I just don't understand why people would claim that they do and stuff like that.
Right? Yeah. No. We know that this wasn't, and I know that live satellite feeds are very, very costly to get. So
yeah. Like I said, Gray Hughes, he donated $92,000 to funds and stuff this year and stuff. So I see that he does good and stuff like that. And I don't like his flavor of how he talks to people and stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's why I kind of just take him with a grain of salt, more or less.
Gotcha.
But I see that you did boots on the ground, and you was down there with the Gabby Petito deal and stuff like that. So I give you respect. You know, all that costs. People probably don't realize, but it actually costs quite a bit to do some traveling and stuff like
and right
that.
now with the gas prices through the roof, it like our budget that we started out with a year ago, we could have done so much with it. It's costing us almost 5 times more to purchase cars, purchase gas, purchase plane tickets. It's all, you know, places that we could have gone for $100 are now $400 tickets. You know, it's just
okay. I'm gonna get off here and let the next caller come in. Prayers for the family, prayers for the friends, and everybody else. You keep doing a good job like you're doing. Thank you for your time, and I greatly appreciate it. But I got to get going. Okay.
All right. Thank you, and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you too. Bye.
So just thank you for all the love and support. We have almost 800 people in the chat right now. If you guys could please go out and give me a thumbs up, I'd greatly appreciate it. Phones are going crazy, so just bear with me. Hey, Amy, how you doing?
Hi, I'm a little sick. Just bear with me.
Okay.
I have a sickness in my chest. Can you explain, when did Stony Stone take those pictures?
I don't know when he took them. I just know I received them on Tuesday, August 16th.
Okay, so I'm thinking these kids were fooling around in the car with her, and she was passed out.
Mm-hmm.
They put her back. They might have been having sex, or you know how these kids do. I'm sure they might have been doing something like that. And she was in the trunk or something. She might have been already in there because she might have OD'd or whatever. They just stuck her in there because they didn't know what to do with her. And then they were fooling around, and the car started rolling. And then they escaped the car and let it just roll in. I think they were taking her car and doing stuff. So that's just my opinion. And I'm going to make it short. And the other thing is that I don't really watch Gray Hughes because I won't listen. I don't like to be abused if I say something wrong. I think it's good for all of us to have some different opinions and not be criticized differently. You know, so I don't know what Gray Hughes was doing. I know that Stony Stone put out a video of that, so I would have to review what he said. But I've been sick, so I've been having trouble.
Well, I just found it awfully funny that, you know, first of all, I thought it was at the end of the boat ramp. It wasn't. It was in the spot that Stony Stone. You guys remember the first photos that I put up? It showed the boat ramp on the other side. And now we're finding out that right where Stony Stone had that picture taken, it was right there. He was hollering about it, you know, since Tuesday, August 16th. And then all of a sudden, you know, here we are, a car's being pulled out right from that same location. And everybody's screaming that this photo was photoshopped. And it's like, how could he Photoshop it on the 16th?
That's crazy. And the other thing is that I think those kids, like when they were saying that like what is it? Kate was a friend, and also Sammy were saying that AWP was full of it. You know, they had some like messages they were responding to when she was found in the car in the water. It shows that they're guilty. Yeah. That's I protest too much. So that's all. I'm gonna get off because I sound terrible.
Thanks, Amy.
Take care now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, Suzanne, how you doing, babe?
Hey, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yep. So, what do you think? What do you think about the whole? I'm gonna turn, guys, until I get off the phone with Suzanne. I'm gonna turn off the phone, and then I'll turn it back on in just a second. What do you think about the windows? The windows are what's getting me.
So, yeah, there's definitely some passengers in there, or I think the vehicle, like a lot of people are saying, the vehicle was used to hang out in, probably do, you know, have relations and whatnot is a feeling a lot of people are getting. Not her, but a friend maybe was using her vehicle for that. So I don't know. What's really confusing is her saying that she's going home and then she doesn't. So to me, either somebody else sent that text or something popped off really quick at the time she was trying to go home.
There's something that's been eating at me. And I got to give this, and this is a shout out to Dolly Vision. But this is something that's been eating at me. Dolly came out and said he didn't believe that those text messages to her mother were from her. He was adamant when I talked to him. He doesn't believe that these text messages Kiely sent to her mom. And
who would do something like that? Her boyfriend?
Somebody that's trying to cover for her, trying to give her extra time. Maybe somebody that knew she was supposed to be home at a certain time, knew she was passed out, and was out there having fun, and decided to give her a little bit more time so they could use, say, her car or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd have to be her good friends or a guy, like somebody she's dating. And have you heard about the Nate guy? There's some guy named Nate that she was supposedly
That
maybe
she was
seeing.
seeing. And that tow truck driver was talking about a guy that was wearing a specific hat that had a specific hairstyle, and everybody is assuming that it's Jagger. But what if this other guy that she was dating, looked similar to him? Could it have been this other guy?
Yeah, but can you look in the group chat, because there's pictures of Jagger with that hat on.
Oh, really? So it might have been him. Then he was there with her the day, the mid morning, the morning before that party. Was the party on Saturday into Sunday or Friday into Saturday? I can't remember. Let me look at my calendar. Hold on a second. She was missing on the 6th, which the 6th was a Saturday. So it was earlier Friday. Based upon him, he was unsure whether it was Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I'm taking the assumption, that is an assumption. It is speculative. So for all those people, guys, I'm just assuming, I'm using my problem solving and critical thinking skills here, folks. So it could be wrong. It could be right. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I feel.
But wasn't she with Kate making creme brulee around that time?
I don't know. It was earlier that day. Remember, they didn't arrive to the party until 10 p.m. And this particular
but the
situation. Huh?
Tow truck was around noon.
Right. The Friday, that Friday before the party. That's what I'm assuming, because he said that he didn't know if it was Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. He specifically said that. He said, I don't know if it was Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, but I was in Truckee on Friday, is what he told Adventures with Purpose.
Yeah. Well, what if the reason why the cops didn't find it is because the car wasn't there until later? Everybody said it's garage. Somebody has her in the garage or whatever. Like, what if she was taken and was hungover? Because he said she seemed like she had a long day or hungover. So what if it was the Saturday, and the tow truck, she was trying to signal for help or whatever, and then
would that really make? Well, let's look at this. So Jagger was already talking to people and already talking to her mom, and her friends were already sitting at the place where she was supposed to be meeting to go on the camping trip at 9 a.m. that morning on the 7th. So how could he be out having an altercation with her at 11 when it sounds like all her friends were at that one location on the 7th?
I don't know if he was there, was he?
I don't know.
I think he came like a day or 2 or 3 later and took them to Vegas. Remember?
Right. Well, I've been wrong. So I'm not going to say that I'm right about it. Me personally, I don't think Jagger had anything to do with it. I think it comes back to what people have been speculating this whole time, that this has to do with Sammy. I don't think it has to do with. I think Jagger and her had whatever was going on earlier that day before the party, and that may be the reason why he said don't do anything stupid. Remember that statement that everybody thought was a little odd for him to make. Yeah. Maybe it's because they were fighting earlier that day, maybe over the new boyfriend. Maybe it is an entanglement issue in part.
Yeah, because we don't know who she was fighting with at the end of the party.
Mm-hmm.
Some female.
Yeah.
I'd love to know.
And now I'm starting to give these other people that speculated, I'm starting to give them a little more credibility, because, now we're looking at this. Like I said, I was just hell bent. Somebody needed to give me more information than what we had to go on to make a legitimate determination of what I thought happened. And there was just nothing out there. But now Adventures with Purpose just released this jaw-dropping freaking video. And for those that haven't watched this, go over to Adventures with Purpose website or YouTube page and pay the $4.99 for the membership for the month and watch the video. I'm telling you, it is worth every slap penny of it. If you don't know what happened, this opens your eyes at least a little bit as to what transpired. And again, I was able to determine which windows were open. I was able to determine where Kiely was located. And I was able to determine that there was alcoholic beverages, open alcoholic beverages inside that vehicle.
That's another thing I wanted to say. Did you see the post where the guy, that the camper who was camping nearby, he had the cops come and question him or whatever, and he's the one that said he saw the stream of cars come in around 9:30 and the cars go out around 12:30. That guy or that person said that the party was at that beach, like right where she went off in the water.
Yeah, no, it was. The bottom line is that caravan out at 12:30, I now believe is because of what happened. I don't believe that these people, nobody knew what happened out there. I believe that several people went into that water, and I believe one did not make it out.
Yeah. Yep. Because they had the pictures in the trees, but they have parties all over. So, you know, I don't think she was partying in the trees. I think she was partying by the water.
Mm-hmm.
So she could, you know, but then the tow truck thing would have had to have happened on Friday if she just slipped into the water accidentally or something happened right then and there. Otherwise, somebody took her, and then when the coast was clear, came back and dumped the car.
And Dolly, yeah. So yes, that is true. And I just blocked somebody. Somebody's gonna have to block. I just blocked somebody, and I just realized they weren't probably being insulting to me. They were being insulting probably to AWP. So yes, it's $4.99 for the membership to watch the video. If you don't want to pay that, they are releasing it to the general public on Friday. They are releasing it to the general public on Friday. And Dolly, I got to tell you, you know, it's crazy right now because you brought to a lot of people's attention. Here's the link. I want to chat. Here's the link. If you have time, I don't know what your schedule is, but there's the link. That you brought up to everybody the idea that Kiely may not have texted her mom. And now that we know, and if you want to, I'll give you my username and password, and you can go on there and watch it if you'd like. So, long story short, here's Dolly. Here's Dolly. Hold on, let me pull him up. Hey.
Hold on, let me turn you down in the background.
You better turn me down in the background, man.
Okay.
I won't boot you.
All right, I can hear you now.
So look, so I take it you have not watched the video yet.
No, I just woke up, but I'm hearing you got to pay to see it. I think that sounds like a money grab to me.
It does. It does. I know people are going to be upset, but those that don't want to pay the money can wait until Friday. They are releasing it to the general public. I personally paid it. Actually, Anissa force-fed it down my throat.
Because everybody was like, they don't take rewards and things like that, but come to find out, they do take rewards. They say they just don't go beat down the doors to get them, but I'm sure they want their rewards. Yeah. And then, you know, and then to do this on such the open case and then say, hey, well, $5, you can see it. They're going to make $1 million fucking dollars, $5-10 million off this little girl being dead. That's just seems so inappropriate to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe it does. I personally paid $4.99, but I wanted to see what was going on behind the scenes.
And they know that. They know everybody wants to see. That's why they $5. If it was something you didn't want to see, they wouldn't be juicing you for $5.
You got it.
And then there's people coming out saying that they've lost their way, that they're not in it for the right thing, other AWP members, and doing something like this. Wow. I don't know. They know people want to see this. They know people want to prove, and they're going to charge you for it.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead, Stoney Stone.
Watch it, Dolly. You have to watch it.
But you have to watch it. It's intense.
Oh, I am. They're going to get me for my $5, but I just think it's messed up.
I mean, I'll give you my username and password. You can go on and watch it and just save yourself the $5. I don't mind doing that. So, and I'll send you.
I mean, it ain't the $5. $5 ain't nothing. To me, it's the point that they're doing it to a missing girl that they know the whole country wants to see what happened. And they're going to $5 you to death on it.
Yeah, this is what I saw there. Remember how everybody just to bring up to speed, and then we'll open it up and you guys can talk. So what I saw in the video is the driver's side window was not broken. The driver's side window was not broken. There was there was damage to the mirror. There was damage to the side door. That window itself was not broken. The window behind the driver, the back seat driver side door, it was down halfway.
Yeah.
The front passenger window was broke out, and they found Kiely not in the back seat, in the back, in the hatch area.
Okay.
Because
Hey,
Olivia
Dolly,
and I
remember that chick that called in and said,
huh?
Dolly had a
What'd
caller
you
that
say,
called
Cynthia?
in and
You gotta
said,
speak up.
I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Dolly had a caller that said she had a feeling, and she had some words that came to her, and Hatch was one of them. Remember, Dolly?
Yeah, she's a psychic lady that says stuff comes to her.
Wow. Seriously?
Yeah, that's what she said.
So that's weird. Yeah, seriously, it's on the show.
And I did see open alcoholic beverages in the vehicle. I only saw one.
What, beer or?
It was Truly. It was the hard seltzer.
It was like the water seltzer.
Yeah, it was called Truly.
Huh? And them things are enough to get you that drunk?
They're 5% alcohol. You know, it's better tasting than a beer for a young
That
kid.
shit sounds like a Zima to me. Like
that's what it is. It's basically that.
Hey,
Exactly.
Didn't we talk about Truly's one day here?
Might have. I don't know. I can't remember.
From when you were at a grocery store?
Oh yes, that's right. It was for Dolly's birthday when we were supposed to all be hanging out with Dolly and drinking. I went out and got some hard seltzer, and I was I was on the phone with Stony Stone, not letting me live down the fact that we had photos.
It ain't that. It ain't. Look, let's get this straight. That ain't what it's about. It's about if people would have helped.
Do they show her in the video?
They blurred it out.
Okay. Does it show what she's wearing?
No, you can't see it under the water. You just see it's blurred, but
no, it doesn't show her at all.
It doesn't show her at all. But I can tell you that whatever that man saw down there shook him, because when he came up, he took a lot of deep breaths. Whatever he saw was pretty bad.
Well, that's his first find too. They said like that.
I'm saying you have to watch it because.
So the question that I wanted to ask a little while ago.
Yeah.
Can you get
But what I wanted to say about just a different
I'm bringing you up. I called yes.
Thank you.
Can I ask the question?
Hi.
Sorry, Stony Stone. There's a lag. Go ahead.
Okay. This is just what I want to say. Adventures with Purpose goes out there every single day and does the same exact thing. I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon of them doing money grabs, even though they have to do this for money, because if they did not do this for money, they would not be able to fulfill their job.
Preach.
So,
well, yeah, after this grab, though, they'll be able to fulfill their job forever. They'll have millions of fucking dollars. That's
exactly, Dolly. But you know what? I don't care if they make $80 billion in a week. Look what they're doing, and I support them. I'm not saying they're doing it the right way. This is kind of wrong, but I'm not saying that they don't deserve it.
Brad, in all fairness,
and that's my opinion.
I'm sorry, but in all fairness, you know, people out there, they don't necessarily provide financial support to these. This stuff costs money. Traveling costs money.
I know.
You know,
it
at the end of the day, we break
though.
ourselves trying to pay for all this stuff. I mean, if you have an opportunity to recoup some of those costs, you have to take it. I'm sorry.
I don't mind the people being compensated for what they're doing, for sure,
Right.
but I don't see these people becoming multi-millionaires off the death of a girl.
Right.
You know?
I don't think it's necessarily off the death of the girl as opposed to the work that they do.
Right. I believe they should make money, because if they don't make money, they're not.
I do too. I believe they should get the donations and the rewards and things like that. But then when you try to sell that to people, that's kind of what it is to me. Now they're kind of trying to sell it to you.
100%. Look, you know what? We could have done the same thing with my photos. We are not that tight.
Oh, I mean, I got stuff I do to get people to join up in members too. So they just doing it to get members, but maybe they just want members and it ain't a big money grab. But what is their membership, like $5?
Yeah, the lowest membership is the $5. That's correct.
I think
So
it's,
we know it. Let's just say we know 100,000 people are going to watch their video.
Yeah.
So they're going to make $500,000 today off of that video. Today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Today.
That's today alone.
Yep.
Okay, so that little $70,000 reward ain't nothing. They probably made that already. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, hold on just a second. Jenny Lynn, you're going to have to show me your face behind the screen before I can bring you on.
I know that what they do is good, and I don't want to knock them for all the good work they do, but I just think that wasn't a good look.
No, it wasn't
a bad thing. It just ain't a good look.
Right.
Anyway, all I can say is I know when our images were taken, and SOAR is just the one we screenshotted on. We have multiple platforms that we use, and yes, they are very expensive. It's not about the money to us. We don't need the money. My channels are not monetized. I give my information away so I can get help build. I'm not worried about all that.
Right.
I mean, am I rich? Absolutely not. But I'm comfortable, and I'll get what I need. If God wants me to have it, that's where I will get it, I guess. I don't have a clue, but I'm not after the money. But we spend money to do this.
So the basics of the video was they swam up to the car. You said the driver's passenger window was broke. The back one was down a little bit, and she was in the trunk of the car.
Yep.
I wonder if she floated to the back of the car.
I just want. Can I just cut in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. I call BS.
I'm breaking down. I'm trying to get my shit together because it's been. I don't know what is going on with me, but I've done a spirit box just because I was so involved and I dove too deep into this. But what I'm coming up with, I write down and I mark the date, the time that I write it down. And everything is adding up to what I thought. And it's scary and it's really sad because I saw clips of the AWP new release video and I was the one that was talking about the car being in neutral. Was it in neutral? And I thought it was. And I thought, well, if it's in neutral, then that could mean foul play, right? Okay, so I keep getting. Yeah, it could, and I also said that the car wasn't in the water that long. Okay, and then AWP allegedly came out with that there were two people walking around the car asking about how to put a car in neutral, or no, they said, can you put a car in neutral without it started, or something about it being started? And obviously it has to be, the key has to be turned over, not started, but it has to be turned over in a position. So there has to be a key in the ignition for it to be put in neutral. Okay. All right. So the seatbelt thing, AWP already said that there was no seatbelt on, right? Did everybody hear that? That's what I heard.
Yeah, there's no seatbelt on because she's in the back. She was in the back hatch.
Was the seatbelt buckled in the car at all?
For me, I wrote down the word hatch.
Can I ask a question?
She was found in the hatch.
No.
Can I ask a question real quick? Did anybody say that the seatbelt had been clicked?
No, there's nothing. Nobody talked about a seatbelt.
I thought I heard something.
It was not mentioned.
I heard it a while back, but I wasn't sure. You know how people just talk. You know.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure. That's one of the things in my mind. I want everybody to know this. I didn't see any car. I wasn't there.
Right.
We use different style sonar satellite images to look for people. And the only reason I do this is because I work for the government 21 and a half years, and I have access to government stuff that most people does not.
I
And
have access to the spirit world.
I get it, but this is the first time I've ever.
So she told me restored. She told me lesions, my father, next, corner, I'm thinking the corner of the window.
Okay.
I saw a piece of glass in the corner of the window when they pulled it out of the water. She said, Waters, so afraid, wear jacket, plant, so sorry, pace, drift, short, noise, cube. So when she said cube, I was like, cube. But I'm trying to think, what the hell does cube mean, right? Then I started thinking, the only thought that came to my mind was dabs. Like you smoke out of a bong.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
But they're not, I've never seen one. I mean, I don't know much about it. I've only seen one.
I've smoked a dab, and I know that they do come in cube forms. And Sammy mentioned that somebody was making her do bong hits.
Mm-hmm.
An older man, and I did get older. And I got, I don't know. It's just so bizarre. I keep getting hide now.
Yeah.
Near you, and then I got around you. Two different times. I don't know. This is really heavy for me. Like I'm crying right now. Like I don't know why I feel like
for me too. It was pretty heavy for me.
I'm an empath.
Yeah.
It says down faster. Weapon complete. Breathe.
Yeah.
Was there anything else in that car, Betty, that was useful, like video?
Divide and brace. Divide. Yeah. Brace yourself for impact.
Okay.
Flow. Yeah. And then I got a bunch of shit 3 times about legs. And then somebody on a podcast earlier said something about legs. I heard it on the report. I don't know if it was a news report or if it was AWP, but I heard legs. That clicked. And I was like, why do I keep hearing legs? What about the legs? And when they did that video, AWP, when they did the reenactment, I heard him say, ow, my legs. Okay.
Well, here, can we, because I want to get up. I need to talk to, I know a few of these people need to get back to what they were doing.
Okay, I just wanted to throw that out there. But I want to hear what everybody else has to say, too.
Oh, gotcha. Well, I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye. So what was your question again, Dolly?
What else did you notice in the vehicle? There's just one bottle of alcohol.
I only saw one, and it took a little bit. Actually, Olivia picked up on it when it was playing, and we went back in slow mode, and sure enough, there was a Truly can in there. So if there was one that we could see by the window, I'm sure there was a lot more in that car. So the idea that there was no drinking out there, that's not true.
Okay.
So real quick, Dolly, let me ask you a question. So are you going to pay the $5 to see it? Because I don't have a problem paying it. You know me.
I mean, I'm going to probably pay the $5 to see it, but I just think that with it being such a high profile case and the whole country locked onto it, that the $5 just seems a little odd. You know, I mean, I don't knock it. I got memberships on my channel, but this is a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? It just seems a little different to me.
It's the principle behind it.
The principle, I think, of it.
But look, so I got a way to do it. Betty, you done paid it. So after your live stream, me, you, and Jimmy will watch it on your StreamYard, and you just play it for us.
Okay, I can do that if you guys have an hour. It's about 48 minutes.
I have. Whatever. I'll take.
I mean, we'll skip through the bullshit and get to the good shit.
Yeah.
afterward if you don't mind, because I don't mind supporting them, because I literally support.
I mean, I like what they do. Don't get me
I mean,
wrong. I think the guys we need people like this, and if they really need the fucking money, then they need the money. But if they're just doing it for like, let's make some extra money, I just think that's a little wrong on this.
They know that this is a money grab situation right here. And a lot of people get bashed for money grabbing. You ain't heard me ask one time for a dime.
Yeah, but I'm not one that you know, I'm not one for the money. You know, I'm a capitalist, so that kind of stuff doesn't.
I get it.
I mean, people have the right people have the right to get their donations. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that they knew a million people wanted to watch this, right? And they know a million people want to watch it instantly. And you're talking, if they don't make $1 million off this video, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how many people.
There's a lot of interest in this, and you know what? They hopefully, if they do make more money than they expect, that they'll donate it to, you know, appropriate organizations or utilize it for better equipment and stuff to do their job better. But with that kind of money coming in, I would hope that they donate, you know, some portion of it. I
mean, I want to see the dude succeed. I don't want to sound like I'm really like hating on it. I just think, hey, that's a little weird, and you know, that the active case that everybody wants to know about, that's the one you're going to lock down on the channel and charge $5.
Right.
In all fairness, people are in this. I know it's going to be clipped.
But
I would, in all fairness, I'd probably do the same.
Well, I'm going to tell you the truth.
Yeah, because it would technically help you finance all the upcoming trips you got. You wouldn't have to worry about stuff no more. You would just keep running your projects, and you would have funds to do it. Yeah. I get it. I just think, wow.
I know. I trust me. You weren't here earlier. I was bitching and moaning and groaning too. Trust me. I'm like, I don't want to spend $5. I get it. I get it.
But look, just a minute ago, my phone froze up. My internet's been acting crazy for the past couple of weeks. So
they're gonna get some heat over that.
Yeah, they will. But
and you know what? And to each their own. But you know what I don't like about it is they're out there, and you know I fight with this all the time. They're out there doing. You know, the people that are usually complaining about the money and stuff like that are the people that really aren't.
Now I sound like the people that talk about me.
Well, but you know what I mean. I'm not beating up on you. I mean, I get it. But you know, in the same sense, it's like, you know, everything is powered by. If there wasn't this nasty thing called money that you needed to breathe, use to breathe with, we wouldn't need it so much. But the bottom line is, you can't do squat without it.
That's true. That's true. Everything costs money. I mean, I stay up all night selling soap and all kinds of stuff so I can pay for my trips and
being here.
You know what? It's not, you can't do this every single day of your life and not get a reward from it.
Right.
I mean,
nothing. I mean, cost you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
you don't want it to cost you. If you can do it and it not cost you as much, that's the ideal thing, is to be able to do it.
But do we believe that if they did make that? Hold on, Stone. If this organization did make that kind of money, do we believe that they would use it for inappropriate things, or do we think that they would use it to expand their organization? And they seem like the type of people that would use it to expand their organization to help even more people. And we have to look at that aspect of it as well.
Can I say that the years that I've been watching, the couple years that I've been watching them, they have grown. Their equipment's grown. Their trailers have grown. Their RVs have grown. Their teams growed. So yeah, they're doing the right thing, but they still have to live. They still have families at home. They have kids at home. They have homes they got to pay for. So yes, they have to use some money. But do you see them driving around in Ferraris and Lamborghinis? No. Do you see them giving away Ferraris?
Actually, to be honest with you, if you look at their RV and their trailer,
it ain't that nice.
They're old. They're used.
They're buying used stuff because one RV broke down on the way when they were buying it.
Look, they had one duct taped together. They literally had the corners of one of their RVs for a long time duct taped together, the overcap. Yeah. So, I mean, these guys, they do this for the love of it. And that's what I don't want people to lose focus on that. They do this for the love of it. You know what I do this for? For the love of bringing these babies home. That's the only reason I do it. And that's why I've done it for so many years. You understand? This is why I do it, because I believe no matter what the circumstances is, the family deserves to have their child home if they're 9 or 99.
Yeah,
But they're crazy.
I don't. I
Matter.
think that the fact that I think their community helps them. They have millions of people that watch them, millions of people that are donating to them.
Sure.
And then you charge $5 to watch the video. It's a little.
Yeah, it's a little.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't like they ain't got millions of people donating to them. You know, they do. They got 2.5 and they're growing fast as shit. You know,
think about it, Dolly. I mean, out of 16,000, you have your supporters, your specific supporters that really donate to you regularly. Even though they have $2.5 million, only a small segment of that 2.5 million subscribers
actually donate to them.
Right.
I still bet you that's a lot, though.
Yeah.
I bet you it's a good number.
I know.
That's a good number, and it ain't like looking at my YouTube checks. I can guarantee you that. You know, and they're making decent money at what they're doing, and then now with the 5 on top of it, I don't know. I mean, I'd pay the $5. I ain't got a problem with it. I wish the dude's nothing but the best, because we need people like this out there. But I think that it's going to be looked down on a little bit because they charge that $5.
I think they're gonna get hit. Yeah, I definitely feel that.
Me and my family give them at least $50 a month between me and my kids, because my kids support them too. So I know for a fact, and we always donate something or super chat something. Or Dolly will tell you, Betty will tell you, I support channels and content.
Yeah.
I do that. And I don't do it because I want to help them and I want to see you guys succeed.
And I enjoy their videos. If I had to pay $5 to see something else, I would pay it. It just seems odd to me because it's the Kiely thing, but I would pay $5 to be a member of their channel any day because their content is good. Because I like I like a lot of their stuff. I went back and started binge watching them. So
I watch it.
Their content's great.
Hold on just a second. We got Lisa in the back. Lisa, can you show me your face on screen, and then you can turn your camera back off? Perfect. Thank you. Go ahead and turn your camera back off. I'm going to bring her on panel. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Oh, you're muted. There you are.
Hey, guys. I'm good. How are you?
Great.
How you doing?
So
let me get my volume adjusted here.
So in the car, so basically, did AWP say they found anything else? What about the cell phones? What about?
They didn't say anything about the cell phone. They didn't say anything about anything else. That's it.
They just showed the vehicle
upside down, and they explained it. They explained it. You know, our thought on why it flips upside down in the water is completely off base. It has nothing to do with the fact that how the car fills up. It's because the tires are buoyant.
Yep.
Yeah, because it looked like the back of the car was floating to me from the first AWP video in the water.
Yeah, it was kind of at an angle, kind of like that, where the back end was up a little.
Let me ask you guys a question though about this Adventures with Purpose. Let me ask. If they would have, let's say, live stream and accepted donation over this.
Hold on, Lisa. I'll bring you back in just a second. There was too much noise.
If they would have done a live stream and accepted donations during the live stream, would it have been better than saying, "Look, you have to give me $5 to see this"? In your guys' opinion?
Well, the good news is they are opening up to the general public on Friday.
I get it.
I mean, technically, you can do whatever you want to do. It's their channel.
Right.
I like what AWP does. I just think they're going to catch a little heat for it because the people are going to be like, "Hey, man, that's a money grab." It might not be.
I wasn't happy.
And look, if they need it, like I said, whatever these people need, they deserve. Okay, if they need new boats, they deserve new boats. If they need a new RV, they deserve a new RV. Absolutely. They deserve whatever the fuck they need out there. Yeah. You know, I'm just saying, I don't have no problem with AWP. Like I said, I've been binge watching their channel, and I'll pay the $5. But I just think people are going to see it as, hey, you just trying to make money off this girl.
Right.
But myself, I still think there's a conspiracy going on, and that's why I'm so curious about what they said. Not conspiracy as into the police, but I think there's somebody put that girl in the hatch of that fucking car.
Absolutely. And not only that, but I personally believe there was not one person in that car with her. There was multiple people in that car because the back window on the driver's side was down and the passenger side was knocked out, was, broken. So that tells me there was multiple people inside that vehicle, not just one. So I have a funny feeling we're looking at, 2 to 4
that jumped out the vehicle.
Yes.
And left her in the vehicle.
Yes.
But there's no footprints, guys. There's no
tracks either. There's no car tracks either.
There's only tracks that the car goes to the end and drops off. Look, well, I don't know.
But
yeah, look at
there was a torrential rain that could have covered up any of that evidence, and there was a lot of people out there that night, so they may not even have been paying attention to which footprints went to which person.
Look, my pictures are from the 7th and on the 6th. It was 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the evening. We were sitting in my living room and we were hunting certain servers looking for, I was looking in the woods. My kid was looking in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how these pictures got discovered. That's kind of what we do. We just, you know what? If she, my son said, where do you think she could be? I said, she can't be very far. She was missing from there, a 50-mile radius. So we started hunting and went straight to the water. My son was in the water. And he was blowing it up, and I was looking at the grounds around it. We had an agreement. That's kind of how it went. And we were looking. I was looking in the trees. My son says, Dad,
hold on.
This?
Let me address this comment this person posted in your chat.
I didn't even. I'm not even paying attention.
I don't care that they're getting things from doing what they do. They deserve every bit of it. I just don't want to see somebody make $10 million off a dead person.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I
don't. I think the guy.
excessive.
Yeah, I don't think they should be over excessively paid for. They deserve the award. They deserve the Hellcat. They deserve, the donations they get on their channel. I'm just saying that it kind of made it look like it was a money grab.
Yeah. And in all fairness, in all fairness, let's call it what it is. It probably was a money grab.
It was. But have you ever seen any of their live streams before? They're all money grabs, but that's what they have to do because we don't know what YT does to people's channels. Period. It doesn't matter. And they could.
I'm just laughing here because of how many times I've had to, eat crow because I'm a monetized channel.
Somebody said they're going to unsub to me because I think what the people did is a money. Then unsub to me. That's just my thoughts. If you're going to unsub to me for my opinions on things, you don't need to be subbed up to me anyway. Like I look at it like, hey, they could have put that out and people would have donated to their channels anyway.
I always look at the names that say that they're unsubbing from me because typically the people that say that they're unsubbing from me never subbed to me to begin with.
Look,
I ain't worried. I mean, I ain't even worried about all that. I'm saying it is. I'm just going to be truthful what I see. And I see something like, man, they could have put that out for absolutely free. Of course, I'm going to pay the $5 to see it, but they're going to make a good. They're making a lot of money off of it.
Yeah, they are.
And there's a lot of people that say they ain't in it for money.
Yeah.
Well, this kind of sounds like they're in it for money to me. That's it. That's just truthfully.
You got to make money doing this, Dolly. And if there wasn't money to be made in this, nobody that makes content would do it.
So somebody in here is saying Andrew agrees with Dolly, so end of story. That's not necessarily true. I actually didn't agree. Dolly, you and I have not been on the same page with this particular case.
No, you haven't.
We've been on opposite ends of this up until today.
All kind of people on different. Some people on conspiracy. Some people think it's
on the same page with this.
So I mean that's just Mary Jane. That's an inaccurate statement because Dolly and I haven't agreed on this. He believed that the kids were involved from the gate. He believes that the kid that somebody else other than Kiely sent the text message to her mom. I'm the one that didn't believe that the kids were involved. I'm the one that believed that she sent that text to her mom. We haven't been lockstep on this particular case at all.
Look,
and actually,
a lot of theories could have been stopped. That's all I can keep thinking in my mind. A lot of this crap would have been stopped. I couldn't drop it on the 7th because I didn't positively know it. We ate it for forever, it seemed like, before we even released this. When we agreed, we high-fived each other. We said it had to be it. sitting in the same room on the 16th. After we did this, the 7th, we looked the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, all the way to the 16th. Me and my son high-fived and said, it's got to be it. We looked at each other, and I said, you want me to go with it? And do you want me to tell who I'm working with? And my son said, no, Dad, it's going to become a shit show. He said, I don't want to be involved in it. And the next thing you know, the next day I was like, son, this is going to blow up. I think it's going to blow up. And he's like, all right, Dad. So that picture that's on my thumbnail, the one down in the right-hand corner, the blonde-headed guy, that kid that looks like me, that is the son that did this, that found this car. That's him right there in the corner in the right.
Okay, very good.
I'm just saying, but it's irritating.
I find it odd that the side windows busted out.
Yeah, me too.
You know, in that car.
Yeah,
I do too.
That's what did it for me, to be honest with you, Dolly. When I heard that it was the passenger side window that was busted out, that was it for me. There was somebody else in that car. And with the back window, the driver's back window, and that one busted out, that's telling me there was multiple people in that car.
I don't know, guys. I mean, I don't know what other way to explain it to you. The chat, some of the chat is really going batshit. But that's okay. You guys can do that. You guys got an opinion just like we do.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Entitled to it. I mean, I can say the car was pink. You can say it's green. It doesn't matter. It's our opinion. Somebody else say it's silver. Who knows? It's your opinion. But I think a lot of speculation would have stopped if people would have paid attention. They were hunting for something that we threw right in their face. Sorry. That's the truth. You kept looking for something that was right there. All you had to do is open your eyes. That's all I'm saying.
You know what, though? And this is something, Dolly, you might want to pay attention to as well. When you watch that video, sorry, guys. I'm going to kick other people in the back chat for right now. You guys can come back here in just a little bit. I'm sorry. We're talking about something else at the moment. So, but you'll notice that when the Adventures with Purpose drone goes over, you can actually see the car faintly, but you can actually see the car in the water with their drone footage.
Well, look, let me tell you, can I say something to both of you guys? And I appreciate you guys. One of the reasons I connected so deeply with you and even got more deep with you two, I'll tell you the reason. I have to do this from my home. I can't go out like you guys. Bullhorn Betty, you're out on the scene, your boots on the ground. Dolly, your boots on the ground. And when you decided to start doing that, I loved it because it was like, now I got somebody to shovel stuff to, and you can look at it while your boots are on the ground because you're there. That's kind of why. And the other reason is because your channel ain't that big, and it's going to grow because we're going to help find some of these kids, especially people in cars, because that's what we kind of specialize in too. We're not pros at it. Good at it, though. I mean, it's common sense. You see something, here, check this out. Is it positive? Nope. It's just something that we seen. This one, I knew this was a big case, and I knew, look, we have to be, I told my son, I said, we have to be perfectly dead on. This has got to be it. And when we high-fived, I know it sounds kind of silly, but that's what you do with kids. We knew right then and there that was it. This is the car.
Did Ventures with Purpose, did they move on away from the Jolissa?
They didn't find anything. And
yeah, I know they searched the lake and it came up empty. Did they move on to the other case? Because I know they were working 3 cases in California.
Yeah, I think they are. I think they're done with Jolissa. They came up empty-handed, and I'm gonna bring in Carson McMaster. I don't know who he is, but hi, Carson. How can I help you?
Hi, I'm actually the executive producer of Adventures with Purpose. And I've been kind of listening into you guys. So I thought that I could maybe help clear up some information.
Yes, please.
You guys seem to be a little confused. One thing in particular is like the cash grab. So one thing that I would like to clear up is we release all our videos to members first. And the reason for that is to thank them. Like, you can be a member for $5, $25, or however much you can donate. And that's to show, like, thank you. That's it. Like, all members get the same exact treatment. And then a few days later, it's released to the public. All our videos eventually get released to the public. So nothing's like YouTube Red, where people just have to pay all the time to watch our content. No, we don't want that. We don't want that at all. It's obviously to help us and support us being out on the road, because a tank of gas in the RV is really expensive.
Trust me.
We
I know.
Especially
Not on RC, but on my little Equinox, it's killing me. I can't imagine what it's like for 10 of those.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I took a little Dodge Journey in a trailer to
Well, I
start.
apologize because I didn't know all your videos were done like that. When I heard it was like, I watch their videos for free, and then I hear this one's like got to be paid for. That's what made me make it. But if you do that with all your videos, I absolutely apologize. That was just my thoughts.
Yeah. We do it with all our videos when we can. Typically, we release it to members for maybe a week, and then it's released publicly. With this one, we're only releasing it to members like for 2 days, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Either way, I believe you guys deserve it. I totally support you. We support you. Our family supports you, and we totally believe in what you guys do. I mean, if we didn't, we wouldn't support you, but we absolutely do, and that's what we said from the gate.
Can I ask you a question since we got you here? Is there anything like, are the police saying there's things that y'all can't say? Or y'all being hushed in any kind of way? Like don't release this yet, or you can release this, but don't release that.
I will tell you something in particular in the Kiely video, as I was one of the editors for that video, there was information in there that I specifically left out because I'm trying not to name names, because in the Nick interview, there were sections that it was like, okay, if this isn't the person we think it is, we're potentially ruining his life.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I didn't put my name on it till I was absolutely certain that there was nothing else around there on the 16th, where her location was by sonar satellite imaging. Because that's what I do. I look, because I'm disabled. So I sit in my house in a studio and I send it to you guys. I send it to the FBI. I send it to the police department. Of course, both of these two, Dolly and Betty. And I sent it to them and I tagged everybody, emailed it to you guys, everything on the 16th. The thing that upset me is if people would have paid attention to a smaller channel, then maybe we could have got her out sooner. And we're not talking about Adventures with Purpose at all.
I got one other question.
FBI
maybe
paid attention to this.
Yeah, let him talk. Let him stalk Stone.
Stone. Let me ask this now: as far as the things that y'all were able to see in the vehicle, was y'all able to see the cell phone, maybe a cord plugged in, key in the ignition, any of that stuff that you could give us information to? Other items that may have been in the vehicle?
There were Truly cans in the vehicle.
Yeah,
and I don't know. Yeah, there were Truly cans, and then the first time Nick looked through the vehicle, you could also see a joint rolling paper in the vehicle, which is very odd if you take Nick's story into account. It's like it doesn't make sense because all he saw was a perfume bottle the day after, supposedly, allegedly.
Right. And then I saw the Truly can too. Can you confirm that she was actually in the hatch?
Oh yeah. In the hatch, 100% in the hatch. It doesn't make sense. Like, and I looked at the interior of a Honda CRV, and the headrest, there's like maybe like 8 inches of space in between.
To fit between it and the ceiling.
The only way, the only way she could have gone back there is if she went like floated vertically in that little gap. That doesn't make sense either.
Back there, because my thought is it's the windows. It's that passenger window broke out. It's the back window half cracked. It just tells me, at least just, I've been wrong about this case from the beginning, so this could be wrong too. But it just tells me the car was full of people. I mean, there were at least more than 2, in my opinion.
I know that at the party, her car was a hotspot for people coming to get drinks and stuff like that. And then she supposedly went to her vehicle to go charge her phone, and that's all I know.
Was there any way to tell what gear the vehicle was in? Because I know this PI has came out, and a lot of people are saying he's not credible, but he's saying that this vehicle was possibly in neutral.
Yeah. If you look at the video, if you've seen the video, me and Doug, we were watching the video together as it was being edited, and the vehicle's coming out. And if you look at both wheels, they're spinning. They're not dragging, they're spinning. That's a telltale sign that the vehicle's in neutral. which doesn't make any sense. It's, well, if you're driving somewhere, if you're driving home, especially, why would you all of a sudden put the vehicle in neutral? The only thing I could think of, if maybe she is intoxicated, is it possibly she's trying to put it in park as like an emergency brake.
Yeah.
But like then you have to like press a button and then I don't know.
I also noticed on the CRV that the neutral is above drive, and I'm wondering if somebody in the driver's seat was getting out in through the passenger window because it was broke out, that maybe they might have hit that gear because it's up, not down.
Right.
There's
I mean, it's all possible.
Yeah,
There's so much that you can theorize as to what happened. And I
Now,
believe
AWP never flipped the vehicle, right? The police did that.
Yeah, we got kicked off the scene after FBI showed up.
So the driver's window busted when they flipped the vehicle.
No, the driver's side window was already busted.
The driver's side, I thought it was the passenger driver's side, like the front.
It might have been the passenger. I just know one of the windows.
Yeah, I've got it here. I wrote it down. It's the let's see. I've got the back passenger window was halfway down, and the front passenger window was fully broken.
And when y'all noticed the vehicle underwater, was the side view mirror still intact underwater, or did that get broken being pulled out of the water?
I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. It all happened really fast. Like the moment Nick went down, it was super quick. And then it was his first time assessing a vehicle. No offense to Nick, but if Doug was down there, he would have done a more full assessment. But it was great training for Nick, as he is a new diver. We're trying to get new 2 teams out on the road.
Yeah,
and doing a great job. I have to applaud you guys 100%, and I'm a big supporter of you guys. Have for years. So
yeah, I just learned about you guys not too long ago. So I've been trying to binge watch the stuff to catch up with what you guys do and understand how y'all do it. Now, what do you think about law enforcement when they gave y'all guys the map and said, hey, we searched here? How did they overlook something that was just right off the bank like that? Is that common that the police overlook something?
With a newer vehicle, it comes up differently on sonar. 100%. A newer vehicle will give you misreads, and that's because an older vehicle will have sediment built up on the top layer of the vehicle for it to absorb sonar a lot better.
Yep.
So, it's very likely that they could have missed it. But it, also plays into the theory of what if this is foul play, if whoever found out that law enforcement searched that lake, if they just put her in there, like maybe after.
Yeah. That's what some speculation is, but that we've been hearing about on the internet. I just don't want to believe that children can do something like this, but it is apparent to me that something else more definitely it appears that more went on out there than
Carson. I noticed you said that you don't think it's possible that the body could have floated back there. So does that make you lean more towards this is some type of foul play?
Yes. I'm gonna go confidently and say like 90% of me wants to lean towards foul play. But I'm not an expert. I'm simply just a cameraman. That's up to the investigators to decide, the FBI, people who get paid to do that versus me. I just film the episodes and cut them together.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate all the work that you guys all do.
We do.
Down.
When you said, not to cut you, I'm sorry, Betty, there's a little delay, so I don't mean to keep talking over you. When you say that there was these alcohol cans in there, a rough estimate, she have a 6-pack in there? She have a 12-pack in the vehicle? Were they floating around everywhere in the vehicle?
In the section that's blurred, you can see a package of Trulies. So it very well could have been a 6-pack. And then you see cans scattered throughout the vehicle. So, I think she's like 119 pounds. So either way, she's going to be lightweight.
Yeah, it ain't going to take much.
Mm-hmm.
But the hot spot, right?
Yeah, she was the hot spot, which doesn't make sense for there to be alcohol in her vehicle, because people are going to take the alcohol, go back to the party, go drink over there.
Right.
Unless they're keeping an eye on this girl at the party and they want to be near her. And went to the party with her best friend Magdalene, and then Magdalene left the party early to go be with her boyfriend, and then that's when she met up with Sammy. And then Sammy's just a party friend, supposedly. Like, this is just what I've heard. So they're not like best friends. So they would come in contact every now and then separate, go do their own thing. But pretty much Kiely was there alone at a party of 300 people. She's 119 pounds, like 5'9". Like, it's just not safe, especially if there's drinking and drugging involved at this party.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now, when you was on the bank of that water, did you see any signs on that beach of any type of car that could have went in the water? Was no tracks, no dip in the dirt, nothing?
Me personally, no. I can't speak for everyone else on the team.
But did other vehicles riding out there, could you see those vehicles leaving tracks out there?
With the dirt being so hard, and Doug says that in the episode, it's harder to see tire tracks, especially 2 weeks later, you know?
So in reality, if say kids did exit that vehicle, the chances of seeing footprints on that beach would have probably been next to nothing. You probably
it's there, but the ground was so hard that, I mean, like, you step there and the wind blows maybe a couple days after, that's gone. That footprint, that tire track is gone.
Yep.
But I know the FBI, they kicked us off scene to do investigating as to tire tracks, footprints, any sort of evidence that they could find.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm still at awe at how they I keep trying to tell people, don't beat up on law enforcement. We need to be thankful that law enforcement, worked with you guys. They didn't have to do that. But I keep wondering how they missed this, because even when you guys did the drone footage, when I went back there, you could see it clear as day.
Right. You could see it. You could see it so clear. And that's a big question that media is telling the entire public is, how did a rookie sleuth dive team come in just 2 days and find her when law enforcement and 19 different agencies couldn't? And, the simple answer is that they're looking for vehicles maybe once or twice a year versus us. We're doing it every single day. We have the experience. And then sonar is very new. It's adapting every day, every year, where it's not necessarily a thing that's standardized and taught. And it's not, people don't go missing in their county every single day where they have to.
Has AWP thought about training the police and using the type of technology that y'all use? Because I noticed that I thought that the police tried to take a little credit away from you guys. So, that's just, because they didn't want to feel like they got just overplowed by, like you said, some people off YouTube, and they kind of took credit for it. Like, yeah, we shared information that nobody had with AWP. So did the police give any information that nobody else had?
I know Doug was working closely with the sergeant on scene to see if he could find any new information, but that doesn't stop our search tactics.
Yeah.
We're going to search all the bodies of water at the area and then make a 5-mile radius. But in this case, we did a 10-mile radius, just because if you live in a rural area, 30 minutes ain't nothing. I live in a rural area and I got to drive 30 minutes into town. So that 5-mile radius doesn't apply to every single case.
Yeah.
Yep.
As far as credit goes, honestly, it doesn't bother me if law enforcement decides to take credit. We only have one goal, and that's just to find Kiely or to find whoever we're looking for.
That's my goal too. That's all I care.
Now, I know y'all were working 3 cases in the California area. The Jolissa case.
Fuentes. Yep.
And I seen y'all had searched. I started following y'all right before that, and y'all had searched, and no luck in the lake when y'all searched for her. Who is the third person that you're looking for in California?
See, I am not exactly sure, because after the Kiely Rodni case happened, they needed an editor to edit these 2 days. So me and our editor, Cade Pig, we basically sat down, bunkered up, and then tried to get this out as fast as possible. And so all the other cases, we had our new camera guy, Devin, and then Josh and Doug and Nick, they went and continued their trip while we bunkered down and tried to finish this.
Okay, I got you.
Do you guys have, like, I know that you're one diver, he's new to it. I can't imagine what he saw underwater. Too. Do you guys, get some kind of counseling to help deal with the stuff that you guys see on a daily basis?
No, but we have such a good support system just with each other. that I almost feel like it's unneeded. A lot of times you'll see in comments, it's like, make sure you hug each other, make sure you guys are doing mentally. We're all doing great, all mentally. We
That's
recognize that this is a job.
Yep.
One case in particular that really got to me was the Jed Hall case, and that one was really just disheartening and heartbreaking. But besides that one, we're all there for each other. We all understand that this is a job and we have to be professional.
Sure.
Yeah, I
And
had
then
watched
Well,
one
I
that was
put you-
similar to this too, with a young man that was at a party and he drove his car into the lake, leaving the party. I guess they were out there driving high speeds, and he had I guess he was missing for like 7 years.
Mhm.
He was in a Jetta or something on y'all stuff, and I was like, wow, that's similar. They were out there at a big party. He leaves and just drives into a lake. It don't seem like it's uncommon for somebody to get intoxicated. But I
Mhm.
noticed when you went down there to that thing, it looked like the cars had to go around a big curve before it even straightened out to go
Mhm.
to the lake. And if
It-
she's
it-
that
yep.
intoxicated, how did she make it around them trees, them curvy roads, around
Mhm.
that bend, and then straight into a lake?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
don't make a lot of sense to me. It's like a drunk person would have hit the first 3 trees backing out.
Right. It almost seems like she did have to go out of the way to get to that spot that she was at. But
Yeah.
I mean, again, you really just don't know until FBI gives a confirmation as
One
to whether
other
this was an
question,
accident.
because I know
Yeah.
bodies, they say, underwater can be different depending on the temperature, depending on fish, what got to
Right.
her.
You're talking about
Was
the decomposition process, right?
Yeah, the decomposition process. Was she in a recognizable state? Is what or was she really bad?
No, 2 weeks. It's nothing, compared to some other unfortunate cases we've been a part of. She was recognizable.
Okay.
What was the most challenging obstacle with the Kiely Rodni case that you can think of?
Challenging obstacle, just the fact that this was new. This was new for all of us. The fact that she was missing only for 2 weeks and then we decided to go search. We've never had much of anything like that. Her
No.
being 16 years old, just graduated from high school with high honors, going to med school. It's an unfortunate circumstances that took place, and we've never dealt with cases like this. We've always took on cases when the family knows, hey, they've been missing for this time. We know they're gone. Just please help us. Please help us find our missing loved one. But when it comes to this, families are still going through the grieving process through denial. Like, I hope she's still out there. I hope she comes home. I just want to hug my child.
Yep.
And then to bring those answers as to your daughter's not coming home.
Yeah, and I want to bring one more thing up. So there was this investigator that was out there with you guys that goes by SF Investigates. Now he's been putting a lot of crazy rumors.
Oh, is this the Twitter guy?
The Twitter guy, yes. I want to bring up to you about the Twitter guy. And he was saying now, because we talked about last night that AWP didn't notify their parents, but then we seen pictures of AWP with the father and the granddad out there, and they're watching the vehicle being pulled out the water. Like, I don't know how he could come out there and say these things.
We tried to reach out to family prior to our investigation. However, sometimes we don't always get in touch with who we need to. In the video, who we contact is Lori, and she's the aunt, and then the grandma Sally.
Okay, so that's who that y'all contacted.
We contacted them.
And is that
first.
before you went out there? Like, is that the?
I believe Doug was in touch with Lori the entire time, but we couldn't get in contact with the father, nor could we get into contact with the mother. But it wasn't shortly after that we found Kiely that the father was on his way.
Yeah, and then did AWP speak with the father when he got there?
Yeah. We told him everything that we knew.
Oh, okay. So what I think the investigator thinks there's foul play too. And I lean towards foul play, and it sounds like you lean towards foul play. But I think the police, what do you think the police are? I don't know. I think it's going to be it was a tragic accident. I don't think the police are going to go diving too deep into the kids.
If it's not that it's a best case scenario, but if it's an accident, I think that would be best, because it's different when you're like, oh crap, like here I am, I'm in the water, versus, you know, someone taking your life.
Yeah.
Yep.
But just being in that hatch is just it gives me an uncomfortable feeling, because it's so hard to get back there. I mean, I know, short of pulling my seats down, like I went out to mine, which is an Equinox. It's similar in body style, but not exact. But I looked at everything, and you're right. It just it's difficult. But she was a small, thinner girl, you know. But it does have the hallmarks of maybe she went back there to pass out and somebody else got a hold of her vehicle.
This is one more question. Is this common for bodies to float to the back of the vehicle?
Yeah, if you take a look at the vehicle in question, you know, it's a Honda CR-V. The cabin space is much more buoyant than a sedan. With there being a hatchback, it's very possible that when the vehicle went in, it flipped, and then the most buoyant part of the vehicle is the back. Which is naturally where the body will.
Interesting. So there is there's still a possibility that this could just be an accident.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Interesting.
But anyways, I'm gonna have to cut it short here.
I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for popping on here and giving us some insight. That was amazing. Just thank you, and great job, Dolly, Stoney. Thank you so much.
I do want to say one thing, Carlson, before you leave. You guys are heaven sent. Keep doing what you guys are doing.
Amen.
Support you 100%. God bless.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Awesome talking to you.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Being here.
Wow, that was
well.
Amazing.
He cleared that
Dolly,
up.
you did a great job, by the way, Dolly. That was
well. I wanted to get to because I think there's some true crime shit in this. I'm still pinning the kids. I wanted to know if the car was in neutral, or the keys are in the damn thing, how many beer cans are in it. You know, I need the juice. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So, he's a nice guy. I didn't see that. That clears it up. All their videos go to membership, and then they release them. So okay,
I mean,
not a money grab.
Strategy. So I mean, yeah. But yeah, this is. I didn't know you were so good at interviewing, Dolly. I have to tell you, I have never watched you do an interview before. Congratulations.
Well, I just want all that info was out there, and I'm just trying to get to the bottom of all of it.
You had it. You did. I'm telling you, I was sitting here trying to rack my brain. I just got a pad out and started writing my questions down, because by the time I would come around to it, I forgot what I wanted to ask. So
that puts multiple people in the vehicle. So remember when they were saying they were going to the car, charging the phones? That's why there's so many beer cans in there, because they were probably all in there sitting there drinking, charging the phones. You know, I'm just trying to piece it all together in my head.
And on all fairness, the last time I went looking for, the hard seltzer, that truly didn't come in a 6-pack that I saw at the store. It only came in a 12-pack. I don't know if there is a 6-pack, but I went to the store and I didn't see any.
I think they come in maybe even 4-packs. I don't think they come in 6-packs.
Not the Truly. I never seen the 4-pack of Truly. I only seen the 12-pack.
Look, but my ex used to drink them damn things daily, and that's how I knew about them. But there's like some seltzer stuff. I want to say they come in a 4-pack, or I don't know, an 8-pack, or maybe, I don't know, 12-pack. I'd have to look. But
I mean, don't that sound odd to you? Look, the little young man right there from AWP, he was there, and he feels like there's some foul play.
Yeah.
You know? Even after they found her there, to him, it still rattles his brain. Like I was thinking, you had to go out of your way to hit that lake. I mean, you literally had to go out your way. I can see if there's bottles of damn Jack Daniels in the car and damn Jägermeister, but to have some damn Zima in your car or some damn White Claw and you done drove into a lake, there'd be fucking every house mom in the world would be in a lake.
Oh my God. And we just found out Kylie's birthday's tomorrow.
So I don't know. Drinking some White Claw and putting your car in a lake that you got to drive around.
You got to think the kids, I have to think that was probably, I'm sure there had to have been some shots, because if we recall if we're taking Sammy's statements as true, which is very questionable for me at this point, they were drinking out of the same cup, which tells me there was possibly mixed drinks out there. So they might have been doing a combination. Maybe they drank as much mixed drinks or shots as they could do, and they were using the Truly, the hard seltzer for,
White
Chaser?
Claws, yes.
Chaser, yeah.
Somebody just said White Claws come in 4-pack. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. That
Yeah. White Claw, I think, do come in 4-packs, but I don't think I've never seen Truly in 4-packs though.
I don't remember.
I ain't never seen nobody go, I'm gonna get hella bent. Let me get this 4-pack of White Claw.
I don't know.
I'm just
I got
saying.
those Vizzies. I got those Vizzies, and I drank like 2 of those, and I was getting a little lightheaded from it, and that was just off of 2.
Yeah,
I can drink.
A lot of alcohol and them seltzer things are really high in alcohol. They're like 5%.
Yeah, these are 5%.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, that was a lot of answers there. Like, he believes the car was in the neutral.
Yeah.
You asked some great questions. That was a good.
He did. And I just sat back because I'm like, Dolly's got this.
That's what I said. I just sat back and let you go.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask a couple of questions, but
and Dolly, if you want to come back here and clip this for your channel, you can. So because since you've had that, you gave that interview. You did a great job.
You did a great job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because I just still thinking. I mean, I know a lot of people think it's an accident, and it could be. It could just be a simple damn accident, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a true crime person. I'm suspicious of the kids, and the kids made me suspicious of them. I didn't just become suspicious of them. All their actions and the things they were saying and how they were acting made me so suspect of them that I still think they're suspect.
Yeah.
And I think that's why when I didn't want to jump too far down the conspiracy hole with it, because then if you do that, you stop looking at the main suspects, the people that were with her that night.
Mm-hmm.
I still have a hard time that car ended itself up in the water with this girl out there drinking. And, and not hit a tree, not hit nothing else, but she drives around everything you could hit and drives into a lake.
Yeah.
Seems
and it
weird.
makes it, I just don't, it's so confusing. Like, why are the windows busted out? Because if they were just dumping her, let's say, for example, let's get on the speculation station. So let's say, for example, she OD'd. She was out there, she OD'd, they threw her in the back of the car. They're going to dump the car. Why are the windows busted out? You would think that they would have had all that stuff prepared before the car entered the water, or they wouldn't need to bust out windows. Is this, you know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, if I was going to put a car in a lake and I got to drive it into the lake, I'm going to make sure I got a way out.
Right. You're not going to be busting out windows to get out when you're trying to. So I still believe that this is an accident, but I now think that this is a, vehicular homicide accident as opposed to just a fatal accident.
You think somebody hit the vehicle?
No, I think that somebody was driving the vehicle and killed Kiely. I don't think she was driving. And if they were under the influence of alcohol, guess what? That is
maybe that window. What if that window got busted out in a fight or something? Something else was going down there, and then they threw her in the back and pushed the car out into the water.
That's a good possibility as well. But I'm curious to find out. The good news is I think you asked a very good question about her condition. She was recognizable. We heard that from him. I'm sure it was not a very beautiful sight, her being submerged underwater for 2 weeks, but she was recognizable. If she was recognizable, that means she still has tissue. If she still has tissue, the autopsy is going to be able to show a lot.
Yeah. Because, like I said, with different conditions, different temperatures in the water, stuff decomposes different under the water.
Yeah.
I did learn that much. I've been learning some things from binge watching them guys.
Yeah. And so, but anyway, Stoney, I didn't want to leave you out. I know you're kind of being good. Sorry.
I don't quite understand what you're saying, Betty, but go ahead.
All right, Betty, I got to get ready to get up out of here. You have a good day.
All right. So I was gonna. So you're not gonna be Stone. I guess I'll get with you and we'll watch that movie.
Well, it ain't no big deal. I can pay.
I'll send you the link, Dolly. If you want to pop in, you can pop in.
I'm gonna join it up. You know what I'm saying? I'll join it.
I'm a member to the channel anyway, so I mean,
I've been binge watching it, so I might as well join them.
Yeah. All right. Well, Dolly, thank you so much for taking your time out to come here. And again, great interview. If you want to clip it for your channel, go ahead. I'll clip it and run it tomorrow.
All right.
If you want to get it out, you're more than welcome to.
All right, guys. Later. Good seeing you.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye. So, yeah, what a great live this turned out to be. I mean, we got to hear from one of the producers for Adventures with Purpose. Didn't expect that to happen, but thank God it did. Dolly did an excellent job on interviewing them and getting some much needed information. Very focused. That's the side of Dolly I don't get to see. Not very many of us get to see that side of Dolly, right? So just very powerful, very direct. I loved his questioning, just kept to the points, kept to the facts. He had a lot of questions. He knew what his questions were, and he was able to execute that line of questioning very, very, very well. And we were able to get a lot of information from it. So again, kudos to Dolly for that. Thank you again for your time coming up on panel, helping us out. Again, you know, some people in here say that we agree. Dolly and I have not agreed on this case from the beginning. You know, we don't argue about it, you know, but we have our positions. It makes for great debate. And this is a great showcase of that, you know, people can have differing opinions and be total polar opposites and still be able to, you know, have decorum when discussing specific topics and theories and things of that nature. We don't have to be cutthroat about it. So, you know, again, we're all free thinkers. We all don't think alike. We all have our different opinions, and it's great. It's nice and balanced, in my opinion. So, guys, you know, thank you for coming and joining this live. If you guys don't know too much about my channel, I am Bullhorn Betty, and I'm part of a group that goes around. We collaborate with different creators on TikTok as well as YouTube, and we go out and we search for missing people, whether they are missing from, you know, people don't know where they're at, whether they're children missing, whether they've been murdered. We go out there and we try to put boots on the grounds, hand out flyers, you know, and look and get a lay of the land and bring that information back to our audience. If that's something that you would like to support, please consider subbing up to this channel. Please considering joining as a member. We're also working right now to raise funds for the Idaho trip. We're about $450 shy of our $1,200 mark. If you guys would like to support this venture, please consider donating to Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. The majority of the fundraising has been less than $25 per participant. Most has been $10, between $10 and $15. So we've raised a lot of money from a lot of different donors. If you want to consider donating to this trip, we're going to be covering the Michael Monkey Vaughn case. And again, this is going to be a trip that we're doing in September. So if you'd like to help me out for my portion of it, please consider donating. Guys, thank you for enjoying your evening with me. If this was beneficial, please, again, don't forget to like this episode and consider subscribing to the Bullhorn Betty channel. Thank you guys all. Have a wonderful evening, and God bless each and every one of you. And don't forget to be fearless.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.